In a humanitarian and disaster relief situation, time is of the essence.
Communications will be lost during and immediately after any disaster.
Unless you know what is there on the ground, how would you react? How would you send the relief? Maybe medicines are required and we are sending blankets. Doesn't help. So communication is very important.
Preparation is critical because we have a saying in the industry, you never want to meet somebody for the first time on an airfield. You want to get to know them as best you can ahead of time.
In order for assistance to get in, we need to know where the people are that are suffering the most, what the effects are, and what are the priorities of relief that are required.
We are much stronger when we bring our capabilities together than we ever will be if we try to react independently to HADR situations.
In the Pacific, there's a region that is so prone to devastating natural disasters that it has become known as the Ring of Fire. And this region is one of the fastest growing in the world. Relief efforts can very quickly become disorganized and chaotic, especially when the disaster disrupts communications. Enter the Multinational Communications Interoperability Program, or MCIP. The program is designed to train communicators and facilitate effective humanitarian and disaster relief, or HADR.
MCIP is the only program of its kind which brings together communicators from militaries across the Indo-Pacific region, academia, government and non-government agencies, all for the purpose of providing secure, interoperable communications in support of HADR operations.
This is the platform that is giving us an opportunity to get to know what are the technology available and what are the platforms that we really need to keep it to meet the next asymmetric threat.
Pacific Endeavor is an annual exercise by MCIP to simulate a disaster and test our combined communication capabilities. Militaries, non-governmental organizations, and academia from the region all work together to improve disaster relief efforts. This year, it was held in Papua New Guinea.
We've been a part of this program for the last 2 decades, and we have benefited a great deal. So in 2014, we decided to put our hand up and volunteer to host it here in Papua New Guinea in 2019.
Pacific Endeavor consists of several modules, covering everything from communications training to a senior communicators meeting to cybersecurity, with the main goal of testing interoperability between the different countries.
We set a goal over 5 years where we started out with some basic interoperability challenges, and over the 5 years we've now come to our capstone event. So we've built over the last 4 years on interoperability, and here in the 5th year we're actually testing the things that we've learned over the previous 4 years. We're hoping to be able to take all the lessons learned and then actually put it into a field training exercise to really demonstrate all of the capabilities that we've gained and then look toward the future of the things that we need to work toward.
The exercise includes the Pacific Senior Communicators Meeting, where senior leaders from the region network, discuss the future of disaster relief, and build a sense of community.
The Pacific Senior Communicators Meeting provides the forum for senior communicators from across the region to address issues and to provide recommendations to improve cybersecurity and interoperability in support of HADR operations.
This particular forum or the opportunity becomes a platform where we can reach out to each other socially and professionally, enrich ourselves and come back to the humans for their relief. So human-to-human relationship is very important for us to be personally coming to any location and personally meet each other.
A particular challenge with HADR events is the cyber vulnerabilities exposed during disaster. Cyber Endeavor, a module of Pacific Endeavor, was MCIP's response to this threat.
During humanitarian disaster relief operations, we use a lot of IT and communications technology to allow us to do the operations in a more streamlined and efficient manner. Just like you have cyber attacks that can happen on your home computer, we can have those same attacks happen to us. So to ensure that we are better at producing results during operations, we want to spend more time helping people in need rather than fixing up our computers if we have any virus attacks or malware or whatnot.
Finally, participants head to the field to test what they've learned. The field exercise begins with an NGO-run communication center called a White Cell. The White Cell disseminates details about the disaster scenario to nations in the field, and the nations problem solve and coordinate simulated relief efforts with the Multinational Coordination Center, or MNCC.
The MNCC is really a clearinghouse of information. So information comes into it and then it's processed through the various staff sections that are inside of it. Then the information is distributed out to the field where more information is gathered about what's actually needed, and then it comes back to the MNCC. So it's really a communications and control center.
For non-government agencies, this exercise is their chance to teach, advise, and learn about how these operations are handled from a government's perspective.
It's tremendous that we can actually work toward communications interoperability, but everything that we're doing in communications is a response to some NGO, intergovernment agency, or even local folks that are trying to respond to the calamity within their region. So they bring that sense of realism, but also the real-world experience to the actual exercise and our training that we're doing here within the region.
It's the military who's the first responder. Then comes the UN and the NGOs. So we help in setting up communications, establishing communications, coordinating with the industry to get the best resources so that communication happens.
Throughout the coming years, the program will continue building on what has been accomplished over the last 5 years. Each and every member charts the way forward to leveraging the advancements in technology that will enhance the capabilities as we move into the future.
Everything that we're trying to do is to take it to the next level so that we can decrease the amount of time to respond, but also use the new technology that's out there. We're really excited about the future, and I think what the future holds will be tremendous with respect to HADR response.
The success of this program is a direct reflection of the personal relationships that are built during Pacific Endeavor. This is what forms that sense of community among those partner nations that will ultimately improve the collective response during a humanitarian event.
When disaster strikes and when our peoples need assistance, then as a community of militaries in the Indo-Asia-Pacific region, it's important that we cooperate and we're able to operate together so that we can effect and deliver assistance where it's required.
I have been able to work alongside of some fantastic individuals and build relationships with allies and partners across the region, both in military and in our civilian sector, and it's been great to be part of a team that is making a difference in the world today.